Joining me now is Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, a member of the Foreign Relations Committee, who is also weighing a presidential run in 2020. Senator Merkley, thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Good to be with you, John.
So you just heard Director, soon-to-be Acting Chief of Staff Mulvaney say that the president's not backing down. He's not going to agree to anything that doesn't include funding for his border wall. How do we get out of this impasse?
Well, I think the president is determined to carry this forward, at least until the Democratic Congress comes in. It's not about border security, John. He's sitting on over $1 billion, 94% of what we sent him last year for border security, he hasn't bothered to spend. If you're not going to spend 9 out of $10 on an issue, you obviously don't care about it that much. This is politics, not policy.
But if you look at this question of the wall, this is something that the president campaigned on. It is something that the House has voted to approve funding for. It's something that half the Senate, roughly, has said that is willing to support. Why are the Democrats so insistent, Chuck Schumer, insistent nothing for the border wall? Why not give in a little bit on that?
Because we're absolutely willing to fund border security. The American people want us to spend money in a smart way. $5 billion is a lot of money. That's 650,000 children attending Head Start. It's 2 million meals a day, a year for seniors. And to spend it on a 4th century strategy rather than on stuff that actually improves border security is something we're just not going to do.
So let me be clear. Democrats are not going to agree to any funding to build new border wall? None?
That's correct. None.
What about this idea of a
border security all the way? Border security all the way. In fact, again, the president has a lot of money we gave him last year for border security, and he's not using it.
So what about this idea of a compromise where the president gets some money for his wall in exchange for agreeing to provide some kind of legal status for the Dreamers?
Well, you know, we went through the broader negotiation last year. The president said, bring me a bipartisan plan. I'm ready to move on the Dreamers. We sent up 2 senators from each party, went and briefed the president, and he went within 2 days from being, I will take the heat, I will stand behind this plan, to completely melting down as soon as he was attacked by Breitbart. And so we have a president who has shown no interest since in the broader negotiation. We're certainly standing ready for that. We have a plan, a bipartisan plan that was on the table. We have the 2013 plan that passed by a supermajority in the Senate that would address the vast bulk of these issues. So we're ready for a broader discussion. So the president hasn't been there.
But that 2013 plan, which you supported, included money for some 700 miles of border fence. And now you just told me that you're not
border security.
But a border fence
Big
wall.
Difference between a fence and a wall.
There is.
30-foot concrete wall, 30-foot steel spikes. That's not the smart way, and that's what all the experts on the border tell us. You know, I went down to the border a couple times, and I must say, when you talk with the border guards, they fill you in on what's really happening. They say the president's vision and understanding the wall he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get that the drugs are coming through tunnels. He doesn't get that they need high security sensors. They doesn't need more personnel. All of that we're supporting. The things that are effective, we support. Broader negotiations, let's have them.
You also heard Director Mulvaney say that the fundamentals of the economy are strong. Do you agree?
I had to laugh when I heard him say the economy is delivered just as planned. When they were putting together that, $2 trillion giveaway to the wealthy from the tax bill in 2017, they said, hey, this is going to increase wages for working Americans. Well, that didn't happen. They said it's going to reduce the deficit. Well, that didn't happen. And of course, Mick Mulvaney is up there today saying that we need to cut Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. He's called them entitlements. Well, that's the big plan, wasn't it? To give away the national treasury to the wealthy, the wealthiest among us, and then proceed to cut the benefits for ordinary working people. I don't think you're going to find support for that strategy of rip off ordinary people to give extra money to the rich.
Although, as I'm sure you know, the revenues are actually up slightly since the tax cut. It's really spending that's gone up so much, driving that deficit. But let me ask you about the other big story, the withdrawal from Syria and the resignation of Jim Mattis. You've been very critical of American military involvement in the Middle East over the years. Do you support this decision by the president to withdraw U.S. troops?
So in Syria, we have a complex set of folks on the ground, a big alliance. The fact is that this was done without close consultation. I think it said it all when he said that he didn't have any idea who McGork is, the person who is coordinating all the work in Syria. Who's the first person you bring in to talk about how you provide an exit plan, when it's the right moment, when the objective is achieved, how do you avoid a vacuum, how do you honor both the allies that are there, Turkey and the folks from Kurdistan. It's a whole set of pieces that he didn't even think about or talk to people about and work out. So it's very precipitous, and it means it leaves our allies and our partners in the field out in the cold. I think there is a moment you have to withdraw from battles abroad, but you have to do it in a coordinated and smart way.
All right, before you go, you were just in Iowa this week. You said you're considering a run for president. I know you haven't made that decision yet, but let me ask you, do you have any doubt that you are prepared to be president?
Well, that I have no doubt about. I will tell you that there are three things keeping me up at night. And one is the corruption of our We the People Constitution through gerrymandering and voter suppression. The second is climate destroying our environment. The third is the complete neglect of the foundations for working families. And if we don't take on some very powerful forces, we won't address these three big threats. I can tell you that families are really suffering in my blue-collar community and in blue-collar communities across the country, and we are going to have to make a difference and change that.
All right, Senator Merkley, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, John.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.